Tighten Up, the podcast, is brought to you by Hyperice, the leading provider of innovative technology for recovery, mobility, and improved performance. They help the Titans. They can help you too. Learn more online at hyperice.com.
Detroit, it's time to tighten up. Welcome to Tighten Up, the podcast, presented by The Shield NIL. Brought to you by Hyperice and Last Shot Energy. A state of the Titans, the latest in Detroit Mercy athletics, and a chance to hear from Titans all over the world. Here's your host, Dan Hasty.
Never gets old talking Titan basketball, especially when they put some momentum together. A couple of wins at Callahan Hall as of late, so the Titans have Uncle Mo on their side. Welcome in another edition of Tighten Up. And a big reason why they were able to do that, they ended up getting wins over Northern Kentucky. And by the way, that is just never something that has been easy for Detroit Mercy. If there has been one thorn in the side of Detroit Mercy basketball for the last handful of years, it's probably been the Northern Kentucky Norse. It feels so good to get wins over NKU. 68-57 at Callahan Hall. Then they ended up following that up with a weekend sweep as they were able to take down Green Bay 67-57 as they dealt Green Bay its 19th straight loss. Part of the reason is they were kind of trying to figure out how to navigate winning that contest was legend Geeter. 15 points and 7 rebounds in that contest. So much fun watching him play 34 minutes and absolutely dominating at various points throughout that contest. And he is gracious enough to join us as part of this edition of Tighten Up. One of the 9 members from the state of Michigan on this edition of this Titans roster this year. Legend, welcome into Tighten Up.
I appreciate you. How you doing?
It's good to see you, and it's even better to have you as part of the nucleus of this team because we've seen it now start to form together, and there's such a young influence on this team, which makes people like you even more important. And you've really been kind of thrusted into this role as one of the leaders. And I think back to, when you were at Providence and you were at Eastern, you probably felt like you were one of the youngins, and you were kind of looking up to some of the older guys on the team. It probably feels kind of nice now that you're somebody that the guys look up to rather than the other way around.
Yeah, it is. Like you said, my first year at Providence, it's crazy because now the young guys call me Unc and Big Bro, and it's crazy. Like, time moves so fast with basketball and with college. Like, it's unbelievable. It feel like yesterday when I was just at Providence and I was with the older guys. And, that was back when COVID was, like, starting or getting over with, I believe. And that's when people had their COVID years. So I was playing with graduate students, and, it's just unbelievable, man. But it's amazing. It's amazing.
And now look at you. Now you playing featured role for this Detroit Mercy team. We have a lot of ground to cover. So before we get into kind of the story of legend, let's just take you for where you are right here and right now. How are you enjoying this experience as a Titan?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Great to be back home in my city. I'm here to show out, let everybody know that, Titan is going to be a big change. It's going to be a big change in the program of the Titans. So, we do everything we can to continue on the wins. As you guys know, we just got 2 wins back-to-back versus Northern Kentucky and Green Bay. Our biggest thing is winning the weekend. We won that weekend, and then we got 2 more games coming up. Let's win this weekend.
It's got to be better than getting a weekend sweep, and to be a part of it, to be a big reason why you got it. That's got to make it even sweeter. So tell me about what this experience has been like, because this is the third different experience, the third different team experience for you. I mean, Providence was your first team experience. I know you didn't get a chance to play, but that was one experience, that was one environment. But then you did get a chance to really contribute at your next school, Eastern Michigan, and now here with Detroit Mercy. So how do you compare? Like, what are the differences between some of these different experiences?
The biggest thing this year I would say is Just all the freshmen we have. It's a lot of teaching that that has to be done. What I was done at the beginning of the season, the guys are picking up very well on all the little things and all the details. Coaches are putting in our ears, and I'm glad to have that type of team, and I'm glad to be like a leader and be able to help them grow as a team because they don't have no experience at all. So it's like it was kind of rough. I thought our season could be worse than what it is now. I'm just being honest. Because who would have thought having basically almost all freshmen and three upperclassmen, who would have thought that we can come out and win, how many games we won? 6 games?
You've won 8.
8? Like, who would have thought Detroit Mercy would have came out and won 8 games with all these freshmen? And they play hard. And I say that's the biggest impact that we have right there. It's like, They play hard. They listen. They don't give up no matter what. They are young and they're still growing. And Coach Monty, he's putting a lot of teaching inside these guys, and it's showing up on the court. Everybody is playing good. We got a couple of guys that went down. Mac went down. Jarrett went down. Steve-O went down for a couple of games. E-Man went down. So when that happened, it's just time for the younger guys to pick up where they left off and fill the role. And I feel like just with that, all that right there, that it's a big difference from Eastern and Providence. Providence, it was all older guys. I was the youngest. We had all graduate students due to COVID. So that's how that year went. And then my 2 years at Eastern, I had experienced guys, guys kind of my age, but in a mix of younger and older than me, but they're also experienced. Just things didn't work out with the season. Wasn't that great. So just happy to be here at Detroit Mercy. Great to be a Titan.
One of your teammates, somebody that you know extremely well, talking about Eastern Michigan, Orlando Lovejoy. We had him on earlier this season. It's about 2 months ago now. And he made the comment, we said, some of these freshmen, they don't exactly play like freshmen. And he immediately said, oh, no, they play like freshmen. So I'll pose it to you because now they've had some time to play. They've had some time to mature, to grow. What have you noticed about their progressions this season?
I can agree to what both you guys said. They don't play like freshmen, but they do. It kind of shows because, like I said, it's a lot of details that's done with the game of basketball, like on the court, like jumping to the gaps, being a help. It's times where they don't do it. It's times where I don't do it. I'm not perfect at all.
Right.
It's times where Orlando, E-Man, Mac don't do it. So it's one of them things where you can't fully blame them because everyone is not perfect. But from the beginning, from summer to fall to now, it's a big difference from where they were because they came into college not knowing these things, but now they're doing it. So it's just a thing where I try to stay positive with them because young guys can kind of lose it. Coach yelling every day. Just a thing where you got to stay positive, encourage them every day, and let them know that okay, coach is going to get on you, but you got to be strong enough mentally and physically to know that he wants the best for you. And I feel like they're taking it in tough, and I'm glad they're doing it, and they just showing it all on the court. They letting it all go on the court. I feel like they playing a big role because, like I said, we don't have that many guys. It's all freshmen. It's just me, E-Man, and Orlando right now, the upperclassmen. Just 3 of us. Mm-hmm. Somebody got to fill the other gaps. We can't do it all by ourselves. It's just facts. You feel me? Like, us 3 can't do it all by ourselves. So somebody got to pick it up and fill the gaps. And they play a big role doing their parts.
I look at the games at home, the Northern Kentucky, the Green Bay game, and you were the Titans' leading rebounder in both of those games. And then you look at, I think it's the 3 or 4 games before, and it's freshmen. It's Nadeau. It's Callum-Bay. It's Mitchell. I mean, they're really contributing. And that's the biggest reason that you guys have been able to be competitive. And you said it yourself. I mean, it's really easy to forget that this is a team that won all of one more basketball game than than most of us did watching this team last year. I would say you and I, but you won a few more games last year where you were. But I mean, this is a team that was totally ripped down to the studs after last season. So, I mean, to have any kind of success, you have to get some help from some unlikely sources. And they've found it. They've certainly got it. And so whether it's Nadu or Callum Bay, that's been kind of fun to watch too, especially with some of the young bigs you had.
Nathan too. Can't forget Nathan.
My gosh, you're kidding. I mean, Nate Johnson's been one of probably the most significant minutes guys because he was the one getting the chances earliest in the season.
You know who also playing a big role right now? Chase.
Yes. He's got a little junkyard dog mentality, doesn't he?
Yes. Chase has been playing so well, and it's been helping us big time, offense and defense.
He ripped down a rebound during the Green Bay game that led to a Nate 3 that just felt like it was because I think he had a bucket like the possession before. And it felt like everything about the play, even though it was Nate who hit the 3, was all started by Chase getting that board. And for having gotten a whole lot of playing time early in the season, you're starting to see why he's getting more.
Yeah. And it's great. Like I said, it's great to see young guys come and play against older guys and playing the way they're playing. Like, who would have thought?
I mean, you were talking about Chase, and I mean, there's so many different guys, whether it's Chase or Miles. I mean, they have a lot to figure out. They have a lot on their plate, and a lot of times they're going up against, I think back to the Oakland game and some of the big dudes that they're putting up there. It's not easy assignments in this conference.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
So taking back to Providence, because your very beginning of your journey, I mean, we were talking before we went live, and that was a team that you got a chance to be exposed to the NCAA tournament, to Sweet 16. You come from this big basketball family. So take me through your story as you tell it.
Starting off at Providence, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. Coming from high school, I was really hoping just to go there and try to perform my best, but coming to find out, I was dealing with back issues, so that kind of shut me down. Shut me down for a couple months. I don't know exactly how many months, but shut me down for a couple months, and then I came back. Got healthy again, and boom, it snapped again, shut me down again. And then after that, I was just out for the season. I decided to just redshirt and focus on my body and doing a lot of training and lifting, trying to stay healthy, a lot of rehab. But overall, it was a great experience. Just watching the guys work every day, watching how hard they work every day, watching the extra work they put in every day to become the players that they are now. And it all paid off. We made it to the Sweet 16. And Coach Cooley is a great coach. And also the assistants he had. And we made it that far. But one thing with Providence, it really brought me down when I found out I couldn't play the whole season due to me not being able to work out when I wanted to, not being able to lift when I wanted to because of what the injury was. I don't know if you guys know, but the lower back it plays a big part with your body. So without that, it kind of shuts you down completely. And that just really messed me up because I couldn't do what I wanted to do all along, play basketball, work out, do what I love.
What are you doing in that situation? Are you just hanging out in your dorm room playing 2K? Like, how do you keep yourself occupied?
I was still there with the team every day. Even though I wasn't playing, I was still there by their side, on the side, doing my treatment with our trainers, and just trying to push through everything. And yeah, of course, I was in my dorm playing the game when my off time. But besides that, most of my hours was spent in the training room, just doing treatment every day, nonstop, everyday treatment, not being able to touch a ball for real.
So if anything, that was the year you probably learned the most about how to take care of your body.
Yeah.
What'd you take from that? I mean, what are you doing now?
I get treatment almost every day if I can.
Smart.
I'm still dealing with back issues now and more in other injuries, twisted ankle, tendonitis in the knee. It's just so much stuff that just build up on top of another. And it's like all my life I've been told to stretch a lot. That keep me in the best shape and keep me away from getting injured. So I've been trying to do that a little bit. It's hard. I'm not the best at doing what I've been told, but I've been trying to work on it. I'll be honest with that. I've been trying to work on it, so I've been staying on top of a lot of things.
So it's true when they say that you never really are 100% during the season.
Yeah, nah, you're not. You're not at all. You never know what people are going through. Never know.
And to that end, you talked to us before we hit record about mental stuff, mental issues at Providence. Was that spurred by your back issues, or was it more than that?
No, yeah, that was majority of it, 90% of it, 85% of it was my back. Because like I said, coming out of high school, all I was basketball. I was all about basketball. And that's what I wanted my future to be about. And coming to find out I couldn't do what I wanted for a full year. So that's just me. Okay, I'm here at school. I'm not the biggest school person when it comes to the classroom. So that plays a part of it as well. I'm here at school, 12 hours away from home, no family here. I can't do what I love, no basketball. So I'm just dealing with a bunch of stuff that I really don't want to do. So my whole thing was, okay, hopefully if I get my body right now and I'm still missing home, I can, go home, still be with my family, still be able to play basketball. That's why I ended up transferring to Eastern.
And how much and how fast did you feel like that helped?
I helped right away. Right away. As soon as I was able to see my family and knowing they was not even 45 minutes away from me and knowing they can come to every home game, that changed. So it changed my mental so fast. Like I got my support that I need. I got my family in my ears every day. They with me along the ride. And I'm playing basketball again. Like what more can I ask for? God set that up for me. And it worked out.
It's a whole different world. I mean, it is a big world out there. So when you go away, I mean, you really are all on your own. But
yeah,
when you be around here, it's easy to find people who remember River Rouge and being number one in the state and watched you all state 3 different times. So I'd imagine that getting back here, at Eastern and now at Detroit Mercy, that you've found what you've been searching for. So now Eastern to Detroit Mercy, what was it that you were looking for when you made that jump?
Honestly, I wasn't having my best years at Eastern. I feel like I wasn't being myself when it came to being on the court, as far as my not my gameplay, but performance, as far as my performance. So I thought coming here to Detroit Mercy with a new program, with a few guys I knew, with Lamonte Stone, Orlando, I thought I'd come here and build my confidence, build my confidence on the court and it's really just have fun and ball out. That was my whole goal, my mentality. It still is now, and it's happening. I'm having fun every day with the guys. I'm still here home, family. Mm-hmm. Well, they're not completely here, but I'm still here with family. That's close, that supports me, and friends. So now it plays out. I feel more confident than I ever been since high school. So just happy I made this move.
Tighten Up is brought to you by Last Shot Premium Hydration, the official hydration drink of Tighten Up, the podcast. Their revolutionary formula is jam-packed with vitamin B12 and 0 grams of sugar. It helps the Titans hydrate, replenish, and recover. Try it at Callahan Hall during a Titans game or learn more at lastshotoficial.com.
I remember the moment we found out that you and Orlando were coming. And I remembered watching you for Eastern Michigan. And I remember thinking, and I thought about this with Orlando too. I remember thinking, like, these guys should have been Titans. And so I'm curious as to how it all happened, because not often do guys come over as package deals, but Orlando and you seem to have a good thing going. So take me through how it went down.
Do I remember? I don't think I remember the full story of how it happened. All I know is my excuse me, my mindset was already to transfer to a different program. Not here exactly, but to a different program. So as I entered the portal, I found out Lamonte Stone moved over here as an assistant coach. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking into it. I'm like, okay, I see that happening. And then Orlando entered the portal. So my mindset was already to leave Eastern. I was in the portal. I saw the staff over here was removed and new staff was coming in. I heard about Coach Mark. Stone reached out to me, or I don't know if he reached out to me or I reached out to him, one or another. But when I saw all that happening going on, I'm like, okay, this might be a good move for me. I still got a coach that I know. They got a great head coach coming in, great staff coming in. Like I was saying, there's still guys here that I knew from last year, Mac and Ryan. I'm like, it'd be great to play with them. So I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe this would be the move. So I ended up making the move. I said, yeah, I'm going to go to Detroit Mercy. And then come and find out Orlando Lovejoy. Boom. I'm like, wow, it just happened coincidentally out of nowhere. It's just crazy.
So what was the sales pitch like? I know Monty's quite the salesman.
You said what was the sales pitch like? I remember I talked to Coach Monty on the phone, and he was like, yeah, I heard you was coming over, and you come with a package deal. He's like, you and Orlando Lovejoy. I'm like, yeah, that's my guy. We're gonna come over together. That's how that happened right there.
And it has to be a compliment. It has to feel like kind of special to feel like you and Orlando, because you guys were one of the early people to commit, to feel like, okay, we're going to say yes. And in some ways, just based on the simple roster construction, you had to feel like we're going to say yes. And we're a focal point here. It's pretty clear that we're going to be a focus of this.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Me and Orlando was coming over here to change the program around, to help out Mac and E-Man and Ryan. Hopefully to be a big impact on Detroit Mercy in this future, which we're doing. And it could be better, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. But our goal was to come here, continue to play with each other, and change the program around and have fun.
Well, and you certainly have some more help on the way. Who knows? You have some more coming next year. Maybe you'll even have some more coming this year. Who knows? But, we talked about Mac Mansell a little bit. Few people know that you actually knew Mac growing up. So tell us how you knew Mac.
Same way I know everybody. AAU basketball. You can't beat it.
I know you know Lamonte Stone pretty well. I would imagine that you've also seen a little bit of Lance Stone. How much do we know about Lance?
How much I know about Lance? I knew Lance since he was a little kid, since the high school, since his middle school days. He was around a little bit when Stone was at River Rouge. I saw he committed here. He signed, actually. Mm-hmm. So, hopefully he'll play a big part next year. I know he will, because he's playing great this year at Renaissance. So I just hope he continues to grow with his skills on the court and, develop, new things, which I already know he knows because he has a great father, Lamonte Stone. Stone knows a lot about the game. That's where I learned most of my stuff from. Most of my IQ and the things I know on the court comes from Stone. So Lance is going to be great coming in here at Detroit Mercy.
Did I see that you're a communications major?
Yes, sir.
What do you want to do?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I didn't. It's just one of them things where it's just one of them majors where it helps me with school because, like I told you, I'm not the biggest school supporter when it comes to in class. But
what's interesting is that it's not as easy at Detroit University. The classes are hard there. I mean, you really have to do well.
Yeah, they are, and I'm getting through it every day. I get the help I need. I'm just gonna continue to fight every day. I'm getting through it.
I'm looking at your numbers throughout the course of the season, and Monty is somebody that will be your biggest supporter, and I know because I've seen the way he talks about somebody like yourself, but I also know that he's going to push hard to try and get every ounce of the toothpaste out of the tube that is Legend Geeter. So what is he trying to get out of you? Well, how has he challenged you this year?
The first day I came here, when I met Monty in his office, his thing was with me, I'm going to be the leader of the team, and he's going to need for me to dominate. My role is going to be different here. He needs me to score and dominate, become a better player. And that's what I've been trying to focus on. The last few games, I haven't had the best scoring games, but to me, honestly, it's not all about scoring. It's about the presence, and defense plays a big part of it. Even when I don't score a lot, I still try to, instead of focusing on scoring, I try to bring something else to the team. My talking, my leadership, my rebounding, assist, just anything outside of scoring to keep my head off of it. But Monty stays on me every day, and Coach Stone, about being aggressive. They need me to be more aggressive, and that's just a focus I've been trying to keep in my mind every day.
Well, defensively, I mean, you guys have given up 57 points in a couple of games, consecutive games. I mean, that's hard to do. Yeah. I mean, in any level of real high-level basketball. And the way you guys have been winning games, I mean, it's like I personally believe that defense is so effort-based and effort-driven. So to see you guys winning games on the strength of defense, I mean, look, man, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that plays in the city of Detroit. That's a really fun way to win basketball games. How much pride do you take in the fact that that's the way you guys are getting by right now?
Oh, a lot of pride, because Monty is on us every day about our defense, being in the gaps, our help defense, guarding the ball, boxing out, rebounding. That's something he's on us about every single day. And even the games we lost, although we played great defense, it's still parts where our offense has to come and play. We can play great defense, but our offense not there. That's how we end up coming short with some games. So I don't know how we've been doing it. Like, we put in the work every day. I'm not going to discredit nothing we've been doing, but we put in the work every day. Our freshmen is really picking up. Like I was saying at the beginning, they picking up big time and fast. So that's helping. And then also the upperclassmen helping them, encouraging them every day. Let's do this. Let's play more physical. Let's play harder. Let's guard the ball. Let's box out and rebound. And we just all coming together as a team, and we getting a job done.
I know that you obviously have a lot of familiarity with the city of Detroit. So tell me about some of the other things, because one of the things that I know a lot of the guys have had some opportunities to do is impact and to do some things in and around the city of Detroit. What things, and obviously you've had a little bit more time, whether it be with Detroit Mercy or with Eastern Michigan, what kind of things have you been able to do around the Detroit or the Metro Detroit area community-wise?
Oh, so I'm going to talk about this big thing that I recently just did. What was that, last month? I believe it was last month or a month or two ago. Yeah, last month. Me and my girl, we did a clothing drive called Baskets of Hope. And what we did was we ended up getting a lot of clothes, and we ended up giving back to the homeless. So that was something big that we did. Actually, it was great. It was bigger than what we thought. We ended up getting, I think, like over 60 boxes of clothes. And we ended up taking them to shelters and, giving them out. That's the biggest thing I have done in the community so far. And that was just this year. And hopefully that's something that we can continue to do every year.
That's really cool. And if you guys want to help out with the clothing drive, whether it be around the holidays or at any time of the year, and you want to use Detroit Mercy players like Legend in order to do that, you can go to theshieldnil.org. There are many players like Legend for Detroit Mercy that would be happy to help out. Legend, this has been so much fun. And before I let you go, I am curious because you just got a couple of wins. You guys are playing well. The defense looks really, really strong. We were talking to Lamonte recently on this show and asked him about, okay, so what now? What are the goals now? What do you guys want out of this the rest of the way? What do you hope for? What do you want to see before this season's over?
I'm not going to hope for anything because I know it's going to happen. What we're going to do is our focus is right now is our next game, Wednesday, against Robert Morris. We're going to have a great game there. Then we're going to play Saturday, have a great game there. And then we're going to go to the tournament after the rest of the games. And we're going to have a great tournament and win the tournament. That's what I know is going to happen. And I have 100% faith in our team.
Well, from your lips to God's ears, Legend Geeter, the man, the myth, the legend himself. I cannot thank you enough. This has been so much fun to get a chance to do this with you. A lot of people have been waiting to get you on this podcast, and I know a lot of people are going to be really happy the chance that we had to get a catch up and a chance to talk. So, Legend, we'll do it again soon. Congratulations on a strong year. Can't wait to see what you do with the rest of it. Thank you very much for joining.
I appreciate you, my guy. Have a nice one.
That is Legend Geeter here on this edition of Tighten Up the Podcast. And as always, you can get more information on ways you can help Legend or help out your community with some of the Detroit Mercy players like Legend. If you go to theshieldnil.org, you can find them on social media, The Shield NIL on X and on Instagram. You can find me as well at that Dan Hasty on X and at Dan Hasty on Instagram. Don't forget to rate the show. You can also leave a comment as well. Helps out the old algorithm thing. You guys know how it works by now. We'll be back with another episode in the coming days. That's it for this edition of Tighten Up the Podcast. And I will talk to you Titans of Industry next time.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Tighten Up the Podcast. Join our community at The Shield on theshieldnil.org and follow us on X and Instagram at The Shield NIL.
If I can tell you one thing above all else as part of this show, it would be this. If you're unfamiliar, if you haven't done it before, join the community at The Shield Online. It's online at theshieldnil.org. That's theshieldnil.org.